Negotiations between top congressional Democrats and the White House on a COVID-19 economic recovery package collapsed Friday. Neither side is giving an inch. Among the sticking points, Republicans insist that in order to fully reopen, businesses need to be protected from lawsuits if employees or customers are exposed to the coronavirus. Workers say the proposal will make it harder to hold companies accountable on safety, companies like the one at the center of our investigation. Here's CBS's Nancy Cordes.
45-year-old Mike Jackson was working a mandatory overtime shift at this Milwaukee engine plant in May when a coworker saw him slumped over.
No one told us that he had passed out on the job.
But he was back at work 2 days later. Verl Newsom is Mike Jackson's mother.
Why do you think he went to work even if he wasn't feeling well?
They will fire you. He got 4 young kids he have to take care of, so he go to work sick.
Jackson collapsed again and was sent to the hospital, where he tested positive for coronavirus. He died 10 days later.
Boy, it hurts so bad. I wasn't there with him. When he passed, he died by himself.
6 current workers tell CBS News the company, Briggs & Stratton, required them to work face-to-face on the assembly line and that managers rarely wore masks.
After Mike tested positive, one after another, people started getting positive test results back.
Forklift operator Chance Zombor worked alongside Mike Jackson. He said the company started requiring masks this week, more than 2 months after Jackson's death, because the state mandated it.
The company doesn't care whether we live or die. They did everything they could to keep people working, even though they knew about the risks.
Briggs & Stratton declined an interview, but in a statement, the company told CBS News, "We do not force anyone to come to work if they aren't feeling well, nor do we penalize them." The company said it follows CDC guidelines and that workers can apply for paid leave to self-quarantine. The company also provided this photo showing plastic barriers between workers. But another photo provided by an employee a day later appears to show the same barriers rolled up.
And there's still people getting sick. We had a person test positive the other day.
Our worker safety is under attack. What do we do? Stand up, fight back.
Fighting back might soon become more difficult.
If there's any red line, it's on litigation.
Senate Republicans have a new bill that would shield companies from some coronavirus lawsuits. Workers have already filed suits against Walmart, Amazon, McDonald's, and Tyson Foods.
What do you say to workers who worry that your liability protections basically give their employers license to avoid taking the kinds of precautions that would keep them safe?
This is mainly to protect them, because the employers would only be liable if they were grossly negligent.
A month before his death, Mike Jackson and his co-workers protested the lack of safety equipment at the plant. Federal safety regulators are now investigating the workers' complaints.
They should take responsibility. If they would have protected the workers, I think my son probably would still have been here.
For CBS This Morning, Saturday, I'm Nancy Cordes on Capitol Hill.